The first time anyone warned us about Blackthorn Forest, we laughed. Not because we were dismissive, well, maybe a little, but because the person giving the warning looked like he'd crawled straight out of the woods himself. His clothes were torn. His hair was wild. And his eyes were the kind that had seen something no one would ever believe. "Don't go in past the creek," the man rasped as he staggered toward us in the parking lot of the trailhead. "Once the forest knows you're there, it won't let you out." He smelled like smoke and damp leaves, like a man who'd spent more nights outside than in. But the way he said those words, "The forest knows you're there," that part stuck with me. Even if the others brushed him off. The others being Leah, my younger sister, brave, curious, and painfully stubborn. Marcus, my best friend, tall, sarcastic, and annoyingly optimistic. And Cole, Leah's fiancé, quiet, level-headed, and always analyzing. We were supposed to be taking a simple 2-day hike. A farewell trip, really. Leah and Cole were moving across the country in a few weeks, and she wanted one last adventure before the chaos of relocation consumed them. Simple, peaceful, normal. That was the plan. But Blackthorn Forest had other plans. The trail into Blackthorn was colder than the rest of the woods around it. The temperature dropped almost instantly, like stepping from summer into late autumn. Marcus noticed it first. "Dude," he muttered, rubbing his arms, "did someone just turn the thermostat down?" Leah exhaled and her breath fogged in the air. Cole looked up at the canopy. Microclimate. Probably the density of the trees. But we all felt it. The air was different here. Heavier. So, listening. I swear, I know it sounds impossible, but it felt like the moment we crossed the first line of trees, something old and ancient stirred awake. We walked for 2 hours before we reached the creek the old man had warned us about. It was narrow, only 5 or 6 feet across, with stones slick and moss-covered. But the water, God, the water. Black as ink. Still as glass. "Okay," Marcus said, stepping onto a rock. Moment of truth. "You think we turn back now or—" "We cross," Leah interrupted. Of course she said that. Cole held her hand as she hopped to the next stone. "Careful." I followed behind them. Then Marcus. The moment the last of us stepped across the creek, the forest changed. All at once. The air warmed. The wind died. The sounds, birds, insects, rustling leaves, stopped completely. Total silence. "Guys," Marcus whispered. "Why does it feel like we walked into a soundproof room?" But none of us had an answer. We should have turned back right then. 20 minutes past the creek, we found the first sign something was wrong. A tree, massive, thick, ancient, had symbols carved into the bark. Long, jagged gouges almost 3 feet tall. Leah knelt beside it. "These look fresh." Cole crouched beside her. "Too clean to be old. No weathering. No discoloration." "What animal makes marks like this?" Marcus asked. I didn't know any animal that carved deliberate shapes. Not scratches. Not claw marks. Shapes. Symbols. "Let's keep going," Leah said. "It might just be an old ranger marker." But the deeper we went, the more symbols we found. On trees. On fallen logs. Even on rocks. And every time we passed one, the forest seemed to grow quieter. Like it was waiting. We set up camp near a clearing shortly before sundown. The clearing itself felt wrong. Not dangerous. Not threatening. Just wrong. The grass was too perfect. The ground was too flat. No twigs. No fallen branches. No natural debris. Like something kept the forest floor clean. "I don't like this," Cole said quietly as he assembled the tent poles. "It feels curated." "Curated." Marcus laughed. "Man, it's a forest, not an Airbnb." But Cole didn't laugh. Neither did I. As night came, the temperature plummeted again. No wind. No animals. No stars. The canopy swallowed everything. Around midnight the sound started. Not footsteps. Not rustling leaves. Breathing. Slow, deep breathing. Coming from everywhere at once. Leah jolted upright. "Did you hear that?" Marcus whispered, "Please tell me that was one of you." But none of us had moved. The breathing grew louder. Closer. Right outside the fabric of the tent. Cole quietly unzipped the flap an inch and peeked out. Then he froze. "Cole?" Leah whispered. "What is it?" His voice cracked. "The trees, they're closer." "What do you mean closer?" Marcus whispered. Cole swallowed. "I mean, they weren't that close when we set up camp." My heart hammered. Because he was right. When we set up the tents, the nearest tree had been maybe 20 yards away. Now, 10 feet. Maybe less. As if they had shifted while we slept. As if they had surrounded us. trapping us. We didn't sleep again that night. At dawn, we packed up and agreed to head back immediately. Except the trail was gone. Vanished. Where packed dirt and footprints should have been, there was only untouched, flawless forest floor. No path. No markers. Just the same dense trees pressing closer around us. Marcus rubbed his face. Okay, someone tell me how a whole trail disappears in one night. Leah's voice was barely above a whisper. The forest did it. Cole opened his mouth to argue, but no explanation came out. So we started walking, any direction, any hope of finding the creek again. After an hour we found something unexpected. A path. But not ours. This one was narrow, unnatural, carved between two rows of trees standing eerily symmetrical, like guardians. Carved recently. Intentionally. Leah pointed. Maybe it leads out? We don't know where it goes, Cole said. We don't know where we are, she shot back. She stepped onto the path. And the forest hummed. Not loudly. Not threateningly. Just aware. Like it acknowledged her. Not good. Not safe. But aware. We followed her. Because what else were we supposed to do? The path led us to a place no human should ever see. A clearing. Not like the one we camped in. This one was circular, surrounded by trees leaning inward like they were bowing, or waiting. In the center stood a structure made of bones. Animal bones. Human bones. Stacked. Arranged. Forming an altar. Marcus gagged. Nope. Nope. Absolutely not. Leah stepped closer, drawn to it like something whispered her name. The bones were clean. Too clean. Bleached white like they'd been tended to. Cole grabbed her wrist. Don't go near it. She didn't fight him. Because she saw it too. At the base of the altar, carved into the earth, were more symbols. The same ones from the trees. The same ones from the rocks. But deeper. More deliberate. And in the center of the symbols, a footprint. Human. Fresh. The first tree moved at 1:17 p.m. I know the exact time because I looked at my watch in disbelief. A whole tree shifted 5 feet to the left. Not fell. Not swayed. Shifted. Like a person stepping sideways. Marcus screamed. I knew it. I knew it. The forest groaned like wood stretching. Then another tree moved. And another. Closing in. Corralling us. Driving us somewhere. Run. Cole shouted. We bolted. Branches whipped our faces. Roots clawed our ankles. The ground tilted beneath us, forcing us the direction the forest wanted. No matter which way we turned, the trees blocked us. Until we reached the cave. A black opening in the earth. Huge. Gaping. Like a throat waiting to swallow. The forest pushed us toward it. Not with hands. Not with wind. With the movement of the land itself. The trees stepped closer. The roots rose. The path behind us vanished as the forest rearranged itself. We have to go in, Leah gasped. No, I said. We find another way. But there was no other way. The forest left us only one choice. Inside the cave the air was damp and warm, warmer than outside. Almost humid. And the walls, they pulsed. Like they were breathing. Marcus whispered, Is this alive? We walked deeper. Until we reached the chamber. Bones. Hundreds of them. Covering the floor. Piled against the walls. Arranged in spirals. And in the center of the chamber. A figure. A man. Or what used to be one. Skin like bark. Veins like vines. Eyes hollow and depthless. He opened his mouth. And roots spilled out. We scrambled back, screaming, slipping on bones. But the figure lifted a shaking hand. Not attacking. Pointing. Behind him. At a second figure. Crouched in the shadows. This one stood. Slowly. Too slowly. Like joints that had not been used in decades. Its head tilted. Its limbs creaked. And then it stepped into the faint light. Its body was made of wood. Its face twisted into something resembling human shape. Mouth carved open. Hollow eyes glowing faintly green. A forest guardian. A hunter. Alive. And hungry. The wooden creature moved soundlessly. Methodically. The bark-skinned man whispered one word, barely audible. Run. We did. We sprinted out of the chamber. Through the pulsing tunnel. Out into the forest. But the creature followed. Not running. Not chasing. Gliding. Silent. Always 10 feet behind us no matter how fast we ran. Marcus tripped. I grabbed him. Cole pulled Leah along. The forest blurred around us. Until we saw it. The creek. The black water. The border. Go. I shouted. Leah splashed across. Cole followed. Marcus stumbled but made it. I turned to look. The creature stopped at the water's edge. It couldn't cross. It watched us. Its head tilted. Its glowing eyes dimmed. And slowly, so slowly, it stepped backward into the shadows. The forest breathed again. The temperature changed. Birds chirped. Wind blew. As if nothing had happened. As if the forest had gone back to sleep. At the trailhead, the old man was waiting for us. Sitting on a rock. Staring at the forest. When he saw us, he nodded. You crossed the creek, he said. But you came back alive. That doesn't happen often. Leah swallowed. What was in there? What did we see? The man wiped his hands on his torn pants. Blackthorn isn't just a forest. It's older than the town, older than the country. It's alive. It watches. It protects itself. And those creatures? Cole asked quietly. Guardians, the man said. Made from whatever the forest claims. People. Animals. Anything that stays too long. Marcus shuddered. So what do we do now? The man stared into the trees. You don't go back, he said. Ever. We didn't argue. We didn't look back. We just left. But sometimes late at night when the wind is still, I swear I hear breathing outside my window. Slow. Patient. Like the forest is waiting. Because I don't think we escaped. I think it let us go. For now.